Welcome, everybody, to the 12th episode of the Hound's Tales podcast. Tonight, as always, I am joined with Daniel Evans and Dylan Watson. Myself, am James Hudson. Tonight's episode, we're going to get into actually getting into dog hunting, is what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, first off, we're going to do a little brief deal again over our weekend. And all three of us actually were able to get in and do a little pleasure running at Hollywood this weekend, Friday night, with a couple buddies of ours, and they drug us around pretty good for a little while, don't you
Oh yeah, it happens every time.
think? But no, it was a good time. The pen was jamming like always, and we had a good time. Got to have good fellowship with everybody and tell some old stories and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun getting in there and being able to get some running in all night. And, I can't thank Austin and them enough for letting us in and working with us. So, uh, Daniel, I think me and you, I can't remember what day it was. We finished up our doghouse, at least for the summer, I believe.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yep, that's right. That's what it was. We finished the Ponderosa of dog lot houses. Good gosh, that daggone thing. Dylan, you ain't seen it yet, have you?
No.
Oh, you got to get over and look at it. This thing is like, what was the front? What was the front? The front of it. How tall is it?
Oh, it's probably every bit almost 4 foot,
Yeah,
if
this
not
thing
taller.
massive. So it turns out that if you start the back end at what was it, 32 inches at the back uprights.
Yeah, I think it was around 32 with a 20-degree angle.
Yeah, 20
Really?
degrees is a lot of angle. Yeah,
Yeah,
we drilled the back braces in just eyeball 20 degrees. We cut it on the thing and then like, oh, 20 degrees, that ain't too bad. Well, after you get it in and put a board across it, 20 degrees is a heck of a roof. I don't think we're gonna have no problems with them standing on top of it. We'll put it that way.
no,
Just take a quick trip to the back end of it and to the fence.
yeah, definitely.
Well, this weekend's episode, and actually, I have a few things. I forgot to write them down. I'm going to try to do this off the back of my head. Uh, TC TC Foster messaged us and had corrected us on a few things in our episode last week. We did make two mistakes that he caught, and we wanted to correct them. And we'll try to go through in the episode possibly and maybe edit them out or redo them in some form of fashion. I had made a comment that if five dogs are hunting together, the hardest working hound should be getting 30 points. Well, the way he was explaining that to me, that is not true. Um, he said, in his opinion, and he said he's been doing this for a long time, 30 points to a hound for hunting is like saying that you found the god of hunting. And normally 20 points is about the max that you give hunting. And also something that he mentioned that we didn't elaborate on is there is an hour limit of hunting scores that you can give. Without having it right in front of me, it was 10 points max in the first hour. I think first and second hour. Dang, I can't remember off the top of my head, and I do apologize. I really need to learn this stuff but I'm pretty sure it was 10 points in the first hour, 20 points in the second hour, and 30 points max. And all of those are in increments of 5 in hour 3 and after. And that was what he had caught that he mentioned, and I appreciate him reaching out to us and helping us along with that. So sorry if we gave anybody any false information last week, and we'll work a little better to make sure we're 100% correct before we present the information to y'all. So also on that note, I will say that a lot of this stuff that we do, we're also learning as we go too. We're not claiming to be experts in any of this, and we're not saying that our way or the way things that we say is 100% accurate. Last week was a little bit different because we were reading a lot of it out of the rule book, but some of our interpretations were wrong. So we're learning as we go, and also the fact is this sport is very opinionated. Well, how do I say that? There's a lot of different opinions. That's a better way to put that in the sport on how to do things, even and that goes on a wide variety of things. So don't take anything that we say necessarily in stone and that it has to be this way and this is our way of the highway kind of stuff. This is just something that we wanted to do and kind of broadcast our journey through this sport as together, and wanted to bring you all along with it. And anybody that's in the sport now, gives y'all something to listen to, and we want to work on getting more guests on as fast as we can. So just wanted to kind of correct ourselves on that note real quick before we got started. But anyway, into actually this week's episode, getting into dog hunting. Somebody had mentioned that in the post we made a few weeks ago about maybe some new guys out there listening and just getting in, or maybe you're out there and you're not in the sport yet and you want to be. And this goes for deer dogs and in the foxtail world. We're going to try to cover as much as we can in this one on both ends. And it's not easy. I mean, it's not easy at all to get into this. What do y'all think?
To get into it, I mean, there's an easy way and then there's a harder way, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And probably the harder way is probably, if you want to be honest, in my opinion, probably the right way.
Yeah,
go ahead.
The way I look at it is it's about like any other sport, really. You're going to pay to get something that wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. As far as, you're
going to pay, say like you go out there drag racing, you put all this money into a drag car, and I mean, like you're in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 range of a drag car, and you go out there and kick butt. Well, you go out here and pay for a $3,000 dog, it better be something.
That's right. That's right. Dana, you're just getting into it. This hasn't been an easy start at all, right?
No, it hasn't. And I probably started a little different than a lot of people. I mean, I started off with puppy puppies, mm-hmm. where I'm sure some people start off with getting a little older dog and starting that way. But I decided to go with the puppy range and try to figure it out.
Yeah. And that's how me and Dylan, I guess you could look at it that way. We really got started not necessarily with puppies, but we did get younger Derby dogs. Yeah. We were able to get a hold of them, and that was kind of I'm not going to say full-on start into the field trialing, but that's really what started putting us on in the placements was a Derby dog that we got from somebody that actually belonged in this field. So we made a post on Facebook the other day. I think it might have been just yesterday, actually, when we kind of decided together what we wanted to make this topic on, and asked a lot of our listeners what excuse me, what was their opinion and what kind of advice would you give to people. And y'all are awesome. Y'all gave some really, really good stuff. So we just talked about it. We're going to really run this episode with what y'all give and what y'all said. So the first comment was from Blake Gentry, and he said, learn what to look for in a dog. Papers don't make a dog. And I agree. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
to be in this work papers don't make a dog 100%. If you're on the outside deer dog world, you could throw papers out in front of anybody and they're going to laugh at you. They want to see what that sucker's going to do. It don't matter. My deer dogs, I love my deer dogs to death, and they will never leave my lots. They're some of the best I've ever had, and they don't have a lick of papers anywhere in them, except for their great-grandmother or something like that was a purebred Treeing Walker. She was a coon hound, and these dogs will run the fire out of a deer. So I'm with that, but at the same time, if you're in the field trialing world, especially in the wire, those papers are a necessity, you know?
Well, you say that, but go back to all these hunts that we have found out that some of these dogs are grade dogs, which have no papers.
Yeah, right. It's not often.
Oh, no.
Not often, but there are some.
It's been quite a few hunts we've been to this year that's had grade dogs that won.
Yeah. But you got to look at, too, when you do get into the outside of the 1 days, especially in some of these bigger hunts, they have to be horn registered or chase registered.
Oh, yeah.
And don't take this as me saying that the papers make the dog. You have to, and this will be touched on later when somebody else was commenting, you got to learn the dog and what you're looking for. And that's how you build your dog, not based off of the papers. That's just that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know when we got me and Dylan, when we got our puppies, we didn't know a whole lot about some of them, personally wise, but we were able to lean on Dennis and ask him questions. And, okay, I see this in this dog. I see this in this dog down the line. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And we found these two and we're able to have access to these two dogs. And it seems like they're going to make a heck of a combination. I don't know. These dogs could end up being trash. Who knows? So we're kind of, it's a gamble. It is. It really is a gamble, especially if you're playing the look back game, you know?
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about this in episode 8 of the dog traits episode. We had a whole episode on what we look for in dogs. So if you are new and you're out there listening, refer back to that episode. That's we did a whole episode on this topic right here. So that's where I would send you with that. But Blake, I definitely appreciate the comment, and I definitely agree with you. And I guess touching on what to look for in a dog, that really goes back to that episode. If you go back to that episode and listen to that episode, it tells you. We could make a whole we made a whole episode on that. So go back and listen to that episode, and we really touch on what our own selves look for in a dog. Next comment was from Kelly Hale. And this is what we did. We found someone with experience to tag along with. And that's huge. And it's not always easy. You have to find, how do I say this? You have to, when you do that, you're not going to be able to, this is for anybody just getting in. Like Daniel, you've got me and Dylan, and you work with us, and you and that kind of thing. But at the same time, we're still leaning on people. We're still, and I don't think that's something you ever get rid of. I think that to be a good dog hunter, you have to be humble.
Oh yeah,
and be, Daniel, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, how hard would it have been to get into this thing without having somebody to lean on?
Oh, ouch. That would be, it definitely would be hard.
He wouldn't be getting in it.
Probably not. No, most likely not.
Yeah. You know, you almost need that person to give you the bug. Everybody in it, we know it's a disease.
Oh, yeah.
We know it's a disease and you can't get rid of it. And yet we're willing to spread that disease just as fast as the next person. So, but no, I agree. Find somebody with experience. You know, I was fortunate my whole life. I grew up in dog hunting in general. It was all on the outside, but I grew up in it. So as far as not knowing anybody in it, you know, Daniel, you knew us. So that was your access your point to learning and getting in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like you come up with it on top of your head and was like, you know, I want to do dog hunting and pick the first person you found. You know, we've known you for God knows how long now. And you came along with us last year and that sparked your buck.
It did. And it was all originally supposed to be deer dogs.
Right.
And that got changed real quick.
All he had to do was tag along one time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Creedmoor is the one that really spoiled you, won't it?
No, foxtails.
Foxtail, that's right. Foxtail. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Yep, you're ruined after foxtail. But that's what I would do is I agree with what Kelly said. Tag along, get in there with somebody and grab onto their shirt tail and learn from them and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We asked, I feel bad for Dennis sometimes because I know I was asking questions at least 2 or 3 times a week. Dylan, I don't know how many times you were talking to him.
I talked to him some. I'll let you do all the talking with that because, I mean, I ask him so much about other things as far as dogs. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and from what I can tell, most people are willing to teach and to help. We need the sport to stay alive. The more people that are in it, the better.
Yeah.
So you never know when you're going to build your next opponent, but you know, and she wrote along with that, people do things different. Learn from different people and use what's best for you. And you could always learn more. I've been dog hunting since I was a kid, since I was in diapers, and I'm always learning something. There's always something new. I have a lot of ways that I do things that I'm set in stone that I'm going to do. And it's just because it's worked for me. But I'm always learning new ways to train. There's new ways to do things. There's new people to talk to. You know, like we went to school with a lot of these guys that we work with now and learn a lot from. There's different ways of hydrating. There's different ways of training. There's all kinds of different stuff. Talk to different people. And if you can pick a little bit from each person and really make it your own, you know, I feel like that's really going to work. I mean, it seems like you're listening. You're right there with us. And, you know, you're taking things that I've said, that Dylan said, that Dennis has said, that Steve has said, that MJ has said, that, you know, Robert and any of them that we've been in touch with. It seems like you've picked little pieces from each one and have trying to implement those in your dogs. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. It's a lot of information, but when you put it together for your style, it makes a world of difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dylan, you're doing, you know, and you got other people that you talk to too, and you get information from other places. You know, you got your dad, I got my dad, and we learn things from them.
Yeah, that's right. It's like I said, or we've both been in it since we were little, so we've got quite a few people on the outside as far as like deer hunting, to help us. Fox hunting, we pretty much got Dennis and Steve, some close ones.
Right.
But
right. And we've got a lot of others, you know, that we're learning too.
Oh yeah, which we talk to new people every hunt we go to, so
right.
So we hear a bunch of stuff to follow on, and then the people on Facebook, they help us out too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, we've reached 2,000 views on the podcast itself, and we just crept over 400 members. So thank y'all for all the support. It definitely means a lot.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Kyle Maskell, he's a buddy of ours. He hunts down here around us. And this one's really good. Don't get more dogs than you can handle. A few good dogs is better than a bunch of okay dogs.
He's right.
And that's 100% correct. That's a trap that's really easy to get into. Really easy. I feel like you can work more with 4 or 5 dogs than you can with 20. You know, you get to learn each dog. You know, Daniel, me and you right now, or you right now, you got 2. You've got 2 dogs. And how many times have you sent me dogs on Facebook?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you.
But you know, and I say that I'm not trying to sound mean. What I'm saying is, like, it's real easy, especially just getting in, to want to get dogs, especially when you're in the puppy stage like you are.
Yeah.
You know, you come with us all the time, but you don't have any skin in the game. And I know that has to be aggravating.
It is to a point, but like you said, as much as I love a dog that I could go out there and run, I would rather focus on my 2 right now.
Right.
And really make sure that they're what I want, you know, and work with them, train them good. I mean, they're my first ones. So
yeah. And I think it makes it more special.
Yeah.
I really think it makes it more special, you know. You know, I've got 10. I've got 5, 6. How many dogs do I have? See, that's a problem. I got 5. Yeah, I got 5.
9.
Yeah, 9. That's right. I'm sorry. I got 5 deer dogs and 4 box hounds. 2 of them are puppies and 2 of them just crept into the all age. And it's hard enough for me, like, especially right now, you know, my deer dogs are up. It's turkey season. I can't just let them go, or I can't let them out and just let them free roam. So there's 6 weeks right there, however long turkey season. I'm pretty sure it's 6 weeks. That those dogs are stuck in the lot, and I can't stand it. But I got to focus on it. I swear it drives my wife crazy sometimes, because I go in the morning, and if I got for pleasure running on a Friday night, I'm off on Fridays. I work 4 10s. Friday morning, I'm waking up at my normal time, going to the dog lots and opening the door on the lots and letting the deer dogs run. At 7 or 8 that evening after dinner, I go back out and I catch them all up if they haven't made it back home yet. And then that night, I got to go turn the foxhounds loose. So it is a little much to handle sometimes. I mean, Dylan, I know you've got between you and your dad, y'all got quite a handful now, don't you?
We will be up to 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll be up to 9.
We're tied up now.
Yeah, we'll be up to 9.
Tied up.
I pretty much got. Might as well say I'll have 2 actual like deer dogs. Which I started out with 3. Started out with 3 puppies as far as deer dogs. I'm down to 2 deer dogs and 3, 4, 5, 6 foxhounds.
Yeah. So, and it's hard enough right there with those foxhounds to keep everybody in order.
Oh yeah. I mean, not only trying to keep them all in shape, and like my thing is, I practically have a foxhound in each age group, as far as 4 months and higher.
Yeah.
It's hard to take the smaller ones or younger ones and work with them, and then you have to work with the deer dogs. Then you have to work with the older foxhounds. It's a lot of going around right now.
I don't know how you do it. And that's Kyle. That's an excellent point. Don't get more than what you can handle, and like we're talking, it's a huge, it's a lot to work with, and I see some people that got daggone coon dogs on top of having these dogs, and some got bear dogs. I'm like, how in the heck do you do anything?
Yeah.
And even if you narrow it down to just one group, you got 10, say somebody goes out and they want to get in the sport and they go buy 15 deer dogs. It is a rarity. It's a rarity to have 2 dogs at one time that are just standouts.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking, if you get 15, you might have 3 or 4 dogs that are just jam up good dogs. And the rest of them are either going to be okays or they're going to be culls. So at some point, don't bite off more than you can chew, because you can't give 15 dogs the attention that you need. I mean, am I wrong in saying that, guys? I mean, do y'all agree?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah. I agree. I mean, my dad always said, it was best thing to have is 4 dog pack. That's all you need.
Yep.
4 dog.
My papa was the damnest I ever seen. He believed in a 2 dog pack, and it was Jack and Jill. Like with Jack every time. 2 dogs, a male and a female. Next, Jason Smith, another buddy of ours. He said, start with puppies, and that's what he recommends. We kind of touched on that earlier. He recommends starting with puppies, and I can agree to a point. I think if you have somebody like, I think it depends on the scenario.
And it also depends how fast you want to get in the pen.
Right, exactly. If you don't have any experience with dogs and running dogs, starting with a puppy, to me, is not the best thing to do.
Because you don't see when you get puppies, when you first come into it, and you need to feel for those dogs as far as how they react and how they hunt, and you need to get the idea of what you want.
Yeah. If you're just getting started and you've never ran dogs at all, like we touched, I think you're better off going with somebody first. Once you get in and see if it does pique your interest, judge some hunts. Learn the rule book, go with somebody to judge. And then you can watch dogs in the pen that really pique your interest. I know, Dylan, y'all get ready to get a dog off of oh crap. Who you're getting a dog off of? Justin Scott.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I brain farted on his name. When I watched that dog, he has a dog that I watched my first judging, and I fell in love with that dog ever since. I love that dog. I love the determination that dog had. And that dog pulled to the front. In the first 2 hours that dog was running, he would come out on the chase at like second, third, fourth, somewhere along in there. And then in hour 4 of the hunt, that dog was pulling to the front and starting to put bus links on people, on other dogs. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That drove me wild. I'm like, look, I don't have any money, but what do I gotta do to get that dog?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That fueled the fire in me watching his dog do that. That was neat to me. And did y'all have any dogs like that really just spoke to you and just like, good God, I'd love to have something off that dog at the hunt y'all judged the other week?
There was a few that caught my eye that I kept seeing that I judged a few times. I got to go back and look at everything, remember the dog because it placed.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I seen that dog, it was first, second. He or she was in the top 3 every time I seen it.
Daniel, did you have any that spoke out to you?
It was one that me and Dylan caught a glimpse of. I don't think he ended up placing, he or she. But just the determination of that dog when it come by us was insane.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been a foot off of the game and just not cutting no slack.
No.
I remember that one. That was number 16, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was 114.
Oh, okay. Dog. That's right. I remember 1 and something, but it was like game and dog. Game dog. That's how it went across the road. It was just game dog. It's like, wow, how did we score that one?
And that kind of goes, when you see what you want, you, especially judging, it's etiquette. You wait till the scores are given out, and after that's done, then you go talk to these people and you find them and be like, hey, what is that dog off of? Or what is this dog? Find out information about that dog. Then you learn, all right, that dog's off of B&B Mizzou and Spears Mountain, blah, blah, blah. You figure out what that dog come off of. Then you search for those lines, and somewhere out there selling, you might find that dog in like for us, for instance, we love a hunting dog. I like a dog that's willing to put his head down and do some work with his nose. And after talking, anything that's got Helms in it seems to always carry that. They're white dogs with a powerful nose, and that's just us right there between me and Dylan. That's what we strive for. So we wanted that Helms name in our lots, and that's what got it. I fell in love at the 3-day with Clybourne Zeke. I think I said their name right. I always get it. I always feel like I screw it up. And after doing some digging on that dog, that's a powerful dude. And I want some dogs off of that dog. I want puppies off that dog, something fierce. You learn what to look for and you find the lines. And that's what Jason was meaning, was figure out what suits your style. And it suits what kind of running you're going to do. We're in Virginia. We fox hunt up here. Fox hunt a true fox hunt really takes a nose. Like even at Hollywood the other night, the running would be jam, 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 and then it would break for maybe a minute or two, and a dog was in there hunting already, and they'd spark another one up, and then jam, 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 stop for a second, hunt for a second, spark it back up. You got to have a dog up here that was willing to get in there with his nose too, just as much as stand up on his feet. You go to coyote pens, you want that joker to be looking at that thing.
Yep.
One of my I got a video on TikTok, and one of my favorite things that somebody said is that they were breathing the same air.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're looking for right there. So,
and I mean, you say you like hunting, which I do too,
right?
But me, I'm a little different as far as I like to hunt, but I like the speed of a dog. I like like Creedmoor running. I like to see the game, and then that dog is literally trying to bite its butt when it goes across the road.
Right.
That's what drives me nuts, is seeing a dog that will do that. And can do it for a long period of time.
Right. Right. You got to figure out if you're in the 1 days, if you're in the 1 days or 3 days. If you breed or get a breeding off a dog that, in some dogs, it's just they don't stand up to 15 hours and 3 days of hard running. They just won't do it. So you're not going to want to find a dog that doesn't know 3 days and get breeding off of that. And you're just gambling that it's going to take the toll of 3 days. You don't know. It might not. Daniel, you just getting into this, what is something that has piqued your interest as far as what are you looking for in a dog now that you're in it? You're here, you're ready to go. What are you looking for?
It would definitely have to be hunt, but also speed.
Yeah,
it's
the magic mix.
Yep.
Yep.
The magic mix.
As long as the dog's got a hunt that it can get in there and it can do its own thing, I'm happy. If it's got plenty of speed.
Mm-hmm. Like a good consistent speed.
Yeah, not where it's going to be trying to overrun tracks because he's just blistering the ground, but a good consistent, be able to hold his own speed.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see some of that speed that y'all are talking about this weekend at Foxtail.
That's what I want.
I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait.
Now, as far as the outside goes, I know, James, you're probably 100% different than me. I would much rather have one jump dog and then all the rest be pack dogs that just burn it up and stay true to the track. They just burn it up. They don't have to jump it, just burn it up.
Yeah. I'm definitely different.
Yeah. You like all yours to put the nose down and hunt.
Yep. I like
which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Just
right.
My style that I like is one jump dog and the rest just burn it up. Yeah.
So and that's the thing. You figure out what you like. See, I would rather have dogs all together that work together. As far as if the running does break down, they don't have to wait on the jump dog to get there.
Yeah.
They all can get in there and figure something out. Like the pack I have now, if Vader jumped it and they all pulled to him and it broke down, Sith might pick it back up. And then the next crossing, if it breaks down again, then Snoke, he might pick it back up. That's my style on the outside, at least. So I mean, it's a good point. Me and you hunt together all the time, but our hunting styles are a little different. But it works.
Yeah.
And that's, you just have to figure out as a newcomer and getting into it, that you got to figure out what you want more out of your dogs. And it is something that you will figure out. It's not no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not no, I kind of like this, I kind of like that. you're going to draw to something. I mean, Daniel, you just getting into it. Am I speaking out of line there? There's certain things that you want to see more out of a dog than anything, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and with the judging thing too, we know we did the episode last week. Learn the rules, learn the basics, get in there with somebody and learn from it. And that's the best way. And then while you're doing it, you get to see what you like, and it really can spark your interest. Olivia Ballard, another friend of ours, she mentioned stay humble. And I know we kind of touched on that earlier. And she said one of my favorite quotes is, "A man's ego is a heavy burden for a dog to carry." And to me, that's powerful. That is powerful. Me and Robert, we've been doing some pleasure running lately and pen running together, and he's been coming with us, and me and him joke all the time. And I always talk about how I'm gonna take these deer stock dogs and burn his foxhounds up on the outside. He's like $100 a crossing. We give each other crap, but I agree with Olivia. Stay humble. It's all right to joke and bull crap with the next person, but don't ever think that you can't learn anything. Like we talked about earlier, me and Dylan have been in this for a long time as far as deer dogs go. But even learning things in the wire, we're learning things that we can change or we can do for our dogs on the outside of the wire too. Mm-hmm. Always be ready to learn. You never know who you're going to get information from that can help you. Stay humble. Don't act like you know everything.
And be prepared to lose and still stay humble.
Yeah. And that's hard.
Because you are going to lose a lot.
I mean, true. I mean, look at us this year. We started out hot this year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say hot. We weren't on fire, but we were damn sure in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We had the stove on, and now all of a sudden we can't get gas in the house.
We done run out of gas.
We didn't struck up on a bad luck streak. You gotta stay determined and like you said, keep that mentality straight.
Yeah, keep the mentality straight and come up with another way of what you change what you've been doing, as far as what you did when you was in your good luck stage, and now what you're doing. What are you doing different in the stage that you're in now? Mm-hmm. Like you're not doing nothing. So there's got to be something that you can change as far as training wise to see if you can make them better.
Yeah. Well, I agree 100%. And, even on the outside that applies too. I had my deer dogs. I had them for 2 years, and after they really got going, I had the confidence in them that if they went out, they were going to run. That was just it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't if, it was when. And I remember one day, the whole day, I turned them loose 4 times. And every single time, they didn't do nothing.
I mean,
no, you remember that day?
Yep, because you was burnt up. And I was laughing the whole time.
Good God, I was ready to get rid of all of them. I mean, I was ready to sell out and start again. They wouldn't get out of there. I mean, nothing. If they went in there and actually jumped something, they ran it for about 3 minutes and they quit and come back to the truck. I was like, good gracious. I was spent. And you know what? If the next day they didn't run, that was the next day is the day they ran that deer across Sam Connors Lake.
Yep.
Barking every breath going across the lake. 4 of them swam a deer across the lake and chased it the whole way. Barking every breath going across the lake swimming. that right there was my lesson to stay humble. Dogs will have an off day. It was weird, and it sucked that all of them had an off day at one time. But
I've got one right now that just does whatever, whenever she wants.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Friday night.
Yeah.
And everybody in this podcast has seen her run.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
I've seen her on a coyote's butt.
They do have their days. And then some of them just have moods that just like, you know what? Not today.
Well, Daniel, even you with we would practice and work with the puppies on the bench right now. And which one was it? It couldn't stand. I mean, it would not work with you. And all of a sudden the other day, it was just like, okay, I'm here. Let's stand. Let's do this right. Was it Shepherd? Chief. Shepherd. That's right. Chief.
Shepherd started it. Shepherd
that's right.
at first wouldn't let you bench him, and Chief would. And then they switched roles. And now it looks like both of them are kind of, warming up to it now and doing a lot more.
A dog will test you in a second.
Oh, yeah.
They definitely got their days.
Right.
Just like a child.
That's right. That's right.
A small child.
Let's see. Roxy Bowie. I believe I'm hoping I say it. It's either Bowie or Bowie. I apologize. I'm terrible with names. Made a little list for us. The first one, I'll put the first and second one together. Be ready for the unexpected and go the extra mile to take care of them. That has got to be true. I can give you a prime time example, and I will try to make this the most G-rated version as I can make it. Last hunting season, my foxhound was running, and my cousin ended up catching it for me and brought it to me, and she was like, "You need to come look at your dog right now." I'm like, that doesn't sound good. Well, apparently, somewhere along the lines of him running, he got his man parts hung up on something. And one of his man parts was hanging out of where they should not be hanging out of. It was an ugly little injury. So I jump in the truck. I take him to Corbin's. I called the local vet, and I tell him, like, look, hey, I got some parts hanging out. We got to do something with this. And he had to have emergency. He had to have an emergency. What do you call it? Removal.
Amputation.
There you go. So, poor guy. We call him the One Nut Wonder now. So he at least got a nickname out of it. But that's true. You got to go the extra mile. You got to be ready for anything. You never know when something can happen. There's a lot of risk in this world. And you got to be ready. A dog can get sick all of a sudden. We've seen it. There's times where a dog is healthy as an ox. The next day, the next day you come back and he's laying there on the ground like he's getting ready to take his last breath. And you take him to the vet and they're like, oh, that's Toxidia, or that's parvo. And then you got to be ready to handle that and take care of that. Dino, I know coming from a non-dog hunting world, y'all have always taken care of your dogs, tip-top shape, your house dogs.
Absolutely.
And y'all have done excellent so far of carrying that over. And I don't see y'all slacking up on that at all. I think that's something that y'all are really going to strive in.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a lot of upkeep and continuously upkeep on them. And she talking about going to school to be a vet tech, and so I'm trying to find more and better ways to take care of them.
And that goes along with what Kyle said earlier. Don't don't get more dogs you can handle. It's not only training and working with handle, it's health take care of too.
Yeah, I mean, you got shots, you got worming, rabies. You got to make sure you can handle keeping all the dogs up to date and everything like that too.
Yeah, and that was another point she made was vaccinate every year and for lepto and parvo. You know, that stuff can take over at any point. Um, and especially if you get into them for puppies. I mean, Dylan, Daniel, y'all, we've God knows wormer, shots.
Oh yeah,
Upkeep, special food. You know, good Lord, it's so much going on. You got to keep up. I mean, wormer every couple weeks now. You know, every week when they're puppies. You know, that's you got to be ready for it. Something else she mentioned too was know and learn your dog. I think she went to elaborate that the dogs don't speak. You gotta be able to learn them. They'll tell you things. For example, when we're coming off our hot streak. We hit what 5 hunts in 6 weeks.
Yep.
And I can tell you, I felt bad for mine that the last hunt. He was just burnt out, and I learned from that. There was no reason for me to push that dog that hard that fast. That was 6 weeks in a row, and I think we pleasure run one of those weeks, didn't we? The off week.
I think so.
So that was 6 weeks in a row that dog had competitive hunting. And I learned from that because by the 6th hunt, it really took a toll on him. And you could tell when he got done, he was like, Dad, please don't do that again. Give me a break. Poor boy was done. He was. And I learned from that, you know, and that's, you know, like we said, you can, at any point you learn. So the dog will tell you, and that doesn't go along, you know, that goes along with health too. If a dog is dehydrated, there's certain ways you can look at a dog and tell if he's dehydrated. If he's not feeling good, pay attention to how he's acting. One of the hardest things is to prep yourself for a hunt, your own self, and you think you've done everything that you want to do, and you go out to the lot the night to get the dog, and he won't come out the house. You know?
Yep.
That dog is trying to tell you something.
That's just like Wishbone. Y'all both know how high strung he is. When he's not feeling good, it's like the high strung is gone, and when you walk in a lot, he pretty much puts his head in your hand, like something's wrong. I don't feel good, Dad. Help me out.
Yeah. Yeah. They will tell you. 100% will tell you. And you got to pay attention to that. If there's a night, or even if you're at a 3-day, and if you get to the 3-day world, and I'm no expert, we're no experts in 3 days by any means, but if you got a dog that's in the 3-day and the 3rd day, you can tell he's hurt. Something was amiss by the end of the 2nd day. He's sick. He's injured. You got to be able to make that call of saving your dog in the long run and not putting him out there.
Yep.
That dog will tell you yay or nay. I mean, even performance-wise, what was the hunt? I don't remember where we went to. The Saber dog, and I think it was towards the end of that streak. I went to go get him, and he came to the lot like, okay, we're just doing a leisurely outside run. And I went to go put him in the box, and he forced himself back away from the box. And I was like, all right, what are you doing here, buddy? And after he got in the box, he was okay, but he didn't perform well that hunt. I think that was the hunt he went out there and scored like barely anything.
Yeah.
I should have learned from that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was that hunt, right, Dylan?
Yeah, because I could tell he was acting strange. Because normally when he comes out to shoot, he's pretty much quiet and he's full stride. Well, he came out full stride, and I mean barking for every breath. He never done that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And it was just something out of the ordinary that just he didn't do.
Yep. Another point she's made: a good dog is not made. I'm sorry, a good dog is made, not bought, and I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. I mean, you can buy a good dog, but you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. That's a dog that's already started, and you know it's been worked with,
proven
a lot, and proven. Yeah.
But you're going to pay. It's what do they say all the time online? It's on sale. No, it's for sale, not on sale.
That's right.
If you're going to buy a good dog, be ready to go to the bank.
And that's what I was saying earlier about you're going to pay to play.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. Another thing, and I agree with this one. This one I struggle with. I get angry over this one, actually. I can't stand people, especially on the outside, that watch GPS the whole time their dog is out. It drives me up a wall. Quit looking at the damn screen. Get in there. Get with your dog. Get in front of it. See what it's doing. Don't sit back and watch the damn screen. It's easy to, and I've caught myself in it of watching the GPS and seeing what he's doing, because you can. I mean, you can see the path he's going. You can get people in front of him, or if you're pleasure running, you can see where he's at and kind of what paths he's taking and stuff like that. But if you really actually want to see, get as close as you can to him, and you will learn how that dog is doing. I mean, Dana, we've been walking ours a lot, and you can already see traits in yours that one is going to be doing this while the other's doing this, and they're only 4 months old.
Yeah.
Like which one is Chief is the one that looks like he's going to be your leader, right?
Yeah. He's the one that whatever happens, he's trying to get in front of everybody again.
Right. And that's scary.
And a lot of times he has his nose down. A lot of times, not all the time, but showing some good stuff.
Continue on. She also mentioned don't sell over one trial or one hunt.
I agree.
Trust me. Yeah. If I did that Saber dog wouldn't be in my lot. He would not be in that lot. When I first got him, he was doing some things that aggravated the crap out of me. But we worked together. We learned to grow on each other, and we learned to trust each other. And he has been an excellent, excellent dog for me, and I couldn't be happier with him. And like, what was it? Dylan, didn't Wishbone between his placings? Did he had an off hunt in between the ones that he placed in, right? Was it Foxtail? I think we placed. Yeah. We went to Foxtail, then we placed again, and I think Foxtail for some reason he was off that day.
Yeah, he come out way behind game, and normally he's trying to push for the front.
Yeah,
and he just wasn't. I don't think he was feeling his best that day.
Yeah, so be patient with them. They're going to have off days. And the last one to comment on our status was I don't know his real name, but he goes under an alias of 23 Savage. He's always following our stuff, and I appreciate all the followings and stuff. But he said understand what makes a good dog, and I agree. And again, you can go back to our 8th episode, the dog traits episode, and that really kind of goes over that. on what makes a good dog, and we could talk about that forever in this episode. But we're pretty deep into this one already, and we got our own ideas ahead of us that we wanted to touch on real quick before we got into the hunts and scoring. So, this one for me personal. This is the one that one of the ones I thought of. I had two. The first one was make sure that you're ready for this. This is not a how do I say? This is not a video game. This is not something that you can hit pause on and you need a break for a couple weeks. It's not. It's not that.
Nope.
It's not a car. It's not it's not a project car. It's not something that you can start on for a little bit and, okay, I got to drive. I really want to do this right now. And then all of a sudden, you're just going to let it sit for a while. No. The dog deserves better. A dog should not have to live its life in a lot. That dog should be out all the time. And if you want to make a good dog, you have to have them out all the time. The dog is not going to learn to run a deer or a fox or a coyote or whatever on the outside, in the damn lot.
Yep.
You mentioned it, Dylan. It's expensive. This is not a cheap hobby.
Not a cheap hobby. Not.
I mean, you're looking. I spend $40-something, $50-something a week in dog food. That's just dog food. I've paid hundreds of dollars for dogs. I've paid hundreds of dollars for vaccines and shots and stuff. And Daniel, you're just getting into it. You just got, you're working on building a box and getting your hunting truck right. That's getting up there.
Yeah, very quickly too. It all sneaks up on you in one shot.
Yeah. Financially, it's not an easy thing. You have to be ready. And I think the biggest thing out of all of them, and we just mentioned a second ago, time.
That's right.
Time is huge. Huge in this, and it's be ready for it to you're not going to be able to do anything else if you want it, depending on what you're doing. Now if you're deer dog hunting, it's a whole lot more leisure, and depending on how serious you want to get in it. If you want to be the occasional one day guy that goes down there and see if he does good, you got a good dog that'll get in there and place for you, great. That's your thing. Or if you want to be the outside deer hunter, you pleasure run him, let him go, pleasure run him on the outside, let him run, get some exercise. And then when season comes in, you got 6 weeks in Virginia. I know South Carolina is the heaven of, I believe it's South Carolina is the heaven of deer hunting season. What is it, like 4 months or something like that?
I want to say they have like an early fall.
Oh, it's insane. It comes in like September or something like that.
Now I want to say they have another one in spring. Is it spring?
I can't remember. It's insane long though.
Yeah. They have 2 different spots in the year that they can hunt.
Right. But be ready for a commitment. Especially if you want to get competitive in the fox pen world. Daniel, what is there anything that, as you getting into this, what words of advice could you give to somebody?
Be patient. It definitely takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time. One thing I'm not good with is patience, but you got to be patient.
Yeah. And that goes for a lot of things. That goes for, like right now with you, you got into it as puppies. You got those puppies in what, 8 weeks? And these past almost 3 months have felt like a lifetime.
Yes.
Knowing that in 2 or 3 more months we'll be in a break-in pen, and then after that we're going puppy hunts.
Yeah, I'm ready.
But it don't feel like they're coming fast enough.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, I agree 100%. Patience is huge in many forms. And that goes, that really goes along with everything that we've said. This is not a fly by night, learn in a day, learn in a week kind of thing.
No.
It takes a long time to really understand everything and learn what you want and learn how to do it. Dylan, did you have anything that you want to add?
Well, I mean, just pretty much like y'all said, it's a lot of patience and a lot of work. And I mean, it's planning on what you want to do also. I mean, and how financially you are wanting to get into it. I mean, you can get into it big money style. And then you can get in it to, I mean, almost next to nothing other than feed and health wise. It's like what me and you pretty much started off with free hounds that we just used for deer dogs. I mean, honestly, and the dogs were given to us.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not just lay back and the dog's gonna, hey,
yeah,
you know how to run a deer, go do it.
Right.
Yeah. It don't work that way.
And if you're not ready for that dedication, don't get into it.
That's right. You gotta be dedicated.
If you're not ready to be dedicated, don't get into it. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the dogs.
That's right.
I mean, I've had a hobby for a long time that I've dwindled way down to work with these dogs and keeping it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Along with the patience thing, really, my last point that I'll make, if you do get into this and you're looking to pleasure run, you have to be patient on getting into a pen. You have to understand that it's frustrating as all hell sometimes. You finally get to figure out who owns a pen and runs a pen, and you call them, and no, you can't come pleasure run. It's booked up. 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 Guess what? There are thousands of other vultures out there that are trying the same thing that you are. They're trying to get into a pen. They're trying to pleasure run. Don't waste your time bringing a whole pack of deer hounds into a pen. You're going to break them. Trust me, I found out the hard way.
Yep.
So if you're in it to the foxhound, if you're in for the pen running, be patient with these pen owners. They put a lot of work and a lot of effort to keeping these pens alive, and they deserve the most respect that you can get them. There's maintenance, there's upkeep, there's game, health, feed, everything like that. They're putting a lot of work into this, and for you to call for somebody that's just getting in to call and get aggravated with them and start running your mouth to them, you're not going to earn any respect in this world like that. Be patient with these fox pens. There's a lot of people trying to get in at the same time, and like I said, it's aggravating as all get out. Because you especially like us, we know we're serious about it and we want to get in and we're ready to get in on a rotation somewhere, but we can't find anywhere to get on a rotation. It's not the pen's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's just it's already booked up. There's nothing we can do. So be patient with the pens and with the hunts. There's limits that you can there's when you do get into you get to go to your first hunt, you're looking for a hunt, and you call the pen, and the hunt's booked up already, or no, the book's closed. Guess what? Like I said, there's thousands of other people out there that are calling the book at the same time. And the one that infuriates me probably the most is when people get mouthy because the bookkeeper won't answer the phone. It's not they won't answer the phone at the time that they post. It's that I'm trying to call, Daniel's trying to call, Dylan's trying to call, you're trying to call, Jason's trying to call, Kyle's trying to call. Everybody out there is trying to call at 6:00. You just have to be that lucky one that got through. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Be patient. The numbers will come. You will get a hold of them. Calling and leaving a message and then being upset that you don't get a number because they didn't check the voicemail until after the numbers were given out. Come on now. You gotta understand that there's so many people that are trying to get in, but I could keep rambling, but be patient with your pen owners. They work their butts off. A lot of them, that's not their full-time job. A lot of them got full-time jobs and families. And so I'm sure some days the last thing they want to do is go feed a bunch of daggone foxes for some big-headed fox hunter to come in here and complain about that, oh, I can't get in, or, oh, your runner broke down that night and it sucked. I'm not coming back. Be patient with them. Show them some respect. These pens work their butts off. Guys, do y'all have anything else on this topic?
No, we've covered a decent amount.
Yeah, we got a buttload of hunts to go over too.
Good.
All right. Well, I'll get started. I missed last week, so we'll start with April 24th. That weekend, the weekend of the 24th, Top Gun Hunting Club had a 2-class puppy hunt at Hollywood in Appomattox. The younger class took 680 points to win, and Spears Mountain Redhead was your winner. The dog is out of Champion Bonds Wheeler, and WT's Lost Trike out of Spear Mountain Kennels. Second place was Parker's Big Wheel. Owner of that was Went Parker. Third place is S&N Bella out of S&N Kennels. The older class took 590 points to win. Tormy's Blackjack took first place. The dog was out of Sherry's Cash and Sherry's Teaser out of Fast 5 Kennel. Second place was Nightmare's Heartbreaker out of Certified Steppus. I believe that's Justin and them, ain't it?
Nightmare.
Justin Scott.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Nightmare's Heartbreaker.
Yeah, Nightmares. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Third place is Lineage Crusher out of Childry Creek or Childry. I'm sorry, I messed that one up. Creek Kennel. That was the third place dog. The first annual Jamesville Hunt Club at Foxtail. Foxtail's in Oak City, North Carolina. And I forgot to mention Hollywood and Appomattox, Virginia. I know one of our followers was asking for the locations, and I'm just giving you the ones that I can give you. But down at Foxtail, the even class took 590 points to win, and that dog was Little Joe. He is out of Redwood's Monster Boy and Redwood's Diamond from Redwood Kennels. Second place was Aiden Superfly out of J&M Kennels. And third was Sneakamin Jane from Sneakamin Kennels. The odd class took 695 points to win. No Fears Dan was the winner. Shake and Bake Dollar. And this one was hard to read in the picture, so I do forgive me if I read this wrong. This is Boker's Stitches, or the Siren Dam for that dog, at a No Fear Kennels. Ranger was second down there. I've seen that Ranger dog at a Redwood Kennels. I done seen that Ranger dog quite a few times this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes on him. Looks like he's really making a name for himself. Third place was Drive on Diamond out of Drive on Kennels. JJ's Fox Reserve, it took 1,510 points to win.
Wow.
Yeah. Mercer's Xana was the winner out of Mercer's Duke and Mercer's Alley, JNR Inc. Second place was Bedrock's Charger out of Bedrock Kennels. I done seen that dog a few times this year, too.
Yeah.
Third place was Domino out of B3 Kennels. The Tri-County Coyote Preserve had a hunt. It took 480 points to win. Finch's Smoke was the winner. Had a Finch's Snickers and Finch's Strawberry out of Finchtown Kennels. This one, I like the name on this one. Second place was Cherry's Vader. Out of the owner of that dog was the Cherries. And third place was Langley's Rockstar from Firetown Kennels. Pools had a hunt that weekend at Emporia, Virginia. The Dundas Hunt Club put it on. Derby took 170 points to win. And do y'all remember who won that hunt? The multi-time Derby winner this year? Jinx's Speckles.
On a roll.
On a roll. She did it again. That dog's out of Champions P&J Dallas and Hammers Highfalutin out of Jinx and U Kennels. Second place was Jackson Slick Rick. Owner is Ryan Jackson. And third place is a dog named Kenny out of Wake Creek Kennels. All age took 150 points to win, and Jackson's Little Bit was your winner. That dog's out of Champions Keystone's Pony Rider and Jackson's Big B. Owner is Ryan Jackson. Bull is the name of the second place dog out of Flapjack Kennels. And third was Big Boy out of H&C Kennels. And last for that weekend, Taylor Jens had a hunt. It took 765 points to win. Rose was your first place dog out of T-Bird's Ben and DWI's Gypsy, Turnip Seed Speed Kennels. Ellie Mae was your second place dog out of Kent Store Mafia. And third place dog was called Nine at a Dirtwater and Powerhouse Kennel. This weekend, Pools had another hunt. The Tatum Road Hunt Club. Derby took 190 points to win. And my litter mate pulled it through for the last time, I believe. Hale's Magic. Dogs out of B&B's Loot and Champion Little Mules Harley. Hell yeah, Kennels. Second place was Slowfoot Rock out of Slowfoot Kennels. And third was April out of Old School Kennels.
That's a new one.
I hadn't seen that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to keep our eyes on old April, huh?
It's a good month.
Right? April, good Lord. All age took 205 points to win, and Old School put it on them down there with a dog named Maverick out of the multi-time Sire of the Year champion, and that's Jimmy B, and B&B's Hard Candy.
That's a new one too, ain't it?
I think I've seen that dog before. I don't think I can't remember.
That's an all age.
Yeah, all age. Yeah. Okay. That ain't but so new. Second place, Hale's Juice out of Hell Yeah Kennels. Oh, hell yeah. Had a good day down there.
Yeah.
And third place was Play Dirty Scarface out of Play Dirty Kennels. J&J Fox Pen had a puppy hunt, took 875 points to win. Houston was the winner. Out of Hightower Mo Money and Hightower Malibu from Never Forgotten Kennels. Callie was second out of Rock Solid Kennels. And third place was Forest Creek Smooth from Forest Creek Kennels. Quit smoking, Dylan.
How you know that was me?
'Cause.
Darn thing wouldn't like.
No. Tri-County had a puppy hunt, took 605 points to win. Dale Storm was the winner out of Champions Thompson's Willie and Dale Sandy from Get 'em Up Kennels. Ranger was second place out of Swamp Boy Kennels. And third was Afterburner Speedwing from Afterburner Kennels. Big Rock had a Garmin hunt at Kaske's Training Preserve. took 850 points to win. Rum Creek's Daisy was your winner. Hollow Oaks Punch and Show 'em Up Lucy was the sire and dam for that dog out of Rum Creek Kennels. HPK's Shady from Hunter's Pride Kennel was second, and HPK's Four Loco from Hunter Prize Kennel was third. Poor Boys had a money hunt down there. Didn't see the score. Davis Mini was the winner out of West Robot and Davis Cancer. Cody and Monkey Davis are the owners. Mini Me out of FOY Hill Kennel was second. Third place was Langston's Pearl from Slow Rolling Kennels. Taylor Gent's Fox Preserve took 560 points to win. Camo was your winner. Out of Tall's Tank and Tall's Brownie, Carrington Jones is the owner. Second place was Rose out of Turnip Seed Speeds. And third was Cherry's Butterfly. The Cherries are the owners of that dog. The Holland Hunt at TNS Fox Pen was this weekend. Took 810 points to win. Number one of that day was Blackwater Super Fuel out of B&B Steady and Blackwater's Pearl, Blackwater Kennels. Second place was Tank. The owner is Ethan Smith. And third place was Pepsi out of Mud Dog Kennel. Oh, let's see here. The Southeast LA Derby was this weekend also. First place was WFO's Matilda out of Bryce's Big Boy and Backyard's Chocolate Chip from WFO Kennels. John B's Fancy was second out of John and Lind Beckwith. And third place was Hunter's Blaze out of Deep South Kennels. Then the Breeders' Cup. Breeders' Cup was able to come back to the local down here. Roy Namath brought it home with FRK's Flash Lightning out of S&N Repo and FRK's Shelby, Falling River Kennel, excuse me. Second place was Knockouts TT, and this was a big hunt, so I'm going to give the breeding for the top three. Second place was Knockouts TT. That dog was out of Broadway's Curly and Broadway's Jet, Double Take Kennels. And third place was Buckshot's Gypsy out of Buckshot's Hard Rock and Hoff's Cricket, Buckshot Kennels. And that's all the previous hunts. And I tried to mix things up a little bit with how I wrote down the upcoming hunts. Pools coming up this weekend. The Hard Luck Hunt Club's having a one-day speed and drive. Next weekend, the 50th annual Virginia International Foxhound Club is having an open bench and one-day HTA hunt. May 22nd, Night of the Nottoway. It's a night hunt down there at Pools. In Emporia, it's a one-day speed and drive. And then May 29th through the 31st, the Tidewater Fox Owner Association 3-day will be held. Tar River Fox Preserve, this weekend, Mecklenburg County 1-day is going on. And then May 28th through the 31st, Memorial Day weekend, the James River Fox Owner Association has their 3-day down there. Flower Hill Fox Pen this weekend is having a 3-hour 2-class puppy hunt. And the next on their list is June 12th is having a 2-class pup and young derby hunt. Foxtail this weekend is having the Judge Garmin hunt. Chris just posted the other day that they still have some numbers that they can give out. So if you're looking for a good hunt to go to that has numbers in a book open, give them a call and get you a number. We're going to be down there judging this weekend. So we hope to see y'all down there, and looking forward to a good time and being back down there at Foxtail. Also, June 5th, the Hunt for a Truck hunt is going on. I believe he's still looking to give out some numbers for that. It's up to $300 an entry now. So y'all get up with Chris, get your numbers in, and go see if y'all can steal a truck from him. I wish we had something competitive enough to take down there. I'd damn sure like to go.
Got that right.
Grassy Branch Fox Preserve, May 15th, the Bryson's Hunt for a Donor Benefit hunt is having a 2-class puppy hunt. And the next on their list is June 5th through 6th is the 2-day derby. Triple T Fox Preserve, May 8th, is having a 1-class puppy hunt. Lima Road Fox Preserve, May 22nd, is having the Lima Bean Invitational for June and younger puppies. 95 Fox Run, May 15th, is having a puppy hunt. And then there you have posted the huge Garmin hunt for July 17th. I mean, I think, what did we say? First place wins like 9 collars, a new 200 combo, and the damn drive track. It's insane. Yeah. It's insane.
I might have a wild hair at my butt.
Yeah.
Try that one.
Right. Bushy-tail Fox Pens having a May and under on May 9th. Needmore Fox Pen is having a puppy hunt on May 15th. Round O Fox Pen is having an open speed and drive hunt on May 22nd. And Kaske's Training Preserve is having the Big Rock Masters are June 3rd through the 5th. Also, J&J Fox Preserve this weekend is having a July and younger one-class hunt. Poor Boys Fox Preserve is having a puppy money hunt on May the 15th. Triple B Fox Preserve is having the Mid-South Masters is May 20th through 23rd. Bay City Fox Preserve is having the John Dyson Benefit Hunt. It's an all-age and derby hunt on June 5th. And that's all I have wrote down. I know I'm missing a lot of your bigger 3-day hunts, but I need to get to the magazine and to the websites and get better about writing them down. But guys, that was a pretty good long episode, I do believe. What do y'all think?
I agree. Hour and 30, might as well say
34.
30. Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate it. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the continued support. We're working out ironing out some details and hoping to have some cool stuff coming along the way. And thank y'all so much. And thank y'all for listening. And again, share. The more you share, the better we can do. The more we can get out there. So thank y'all. And from me, Dylan, and Daniel, enjoy y'all's week. Good luck this weekend, everybody, and happy hunting.